各位观众晚上好，我们今天要玩中焰之莉莉骑士之夜 or as we know it in English, the legend of Ender Lilies. Hello everyone. I'm just kidding. It's not the legend, but we're back to Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Night, and this is the probably the finale stream because this should be the end. I'm also going to decrypt this. I just noticed it does alter her appearance, so she looks like she's taken on too much blight. But if you remember, we need to get the last tablet so we can get the Aegis Curio, which is what will be needed to get the final ending. And I need to first check that we actually have. Do we have the Revolting Champion? Because that is what you will take. We do not, I believe. Okay, so we have not defeated the required enemy. So we need one last skill. And I need to bring up that guide again. Okay. I don't know if anyone's going to be here, but yeah, you need an uppercut skill. Yes. Okay, we're in the... You go down and then right. Hello, Illusion Queen. Welcome, welcome. I'm more surprised I didn't... Did I not do this? Oops. Oops. I went too far. Hold on. Let's do this properly. I'm more surprised. I thought I beat that Verboten champion. Hey Romeo, welcome, welcome. Oh well, it's all good. Yeah, you need to go down. There you go. Oh wait, didn't I have to equip a bunch of stuff, don't I? Oops. Yeah, I need to... Is this the one I have to kill? No, this is not the... No, it's not this one. Anyway, let me actually fix my relics. I realize mine is still is for mostly killing, surviving and not killing. So, kind of want to restore that again. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah, I don't need these as badly anymore. I do still need that. The prairie. Okay. I would like this one. That's their enemy. I want to hit really hard. Yeah, you generally want these. Yeah, I still need that, so oh well. Okay, we need to be in the left-hand corner of this room. Ah, here we go. Now we need to unlock this door. Oh, oops. I just realized I forgot to change it to be... to block. Oh well. Anyway, this thing is a chump at this point of the game. Gotta defeated the verboten. Let's put an end to your suffering, sir. Sorry. Verboten Champion. Leap upward with the Verboten Champion, shredding airborne enemies with his razor-sharp claws. Despite being blighted in battle, driven by some purpose, this former knight was able to cling to his humanity. Escaping the stockade, he headed to the Verboten Quarter and entered Fairy Faden's lab. Nice. Yeah, he was the last thing we had to get from this area, so... Now we can get to that locked door we could not reach earlier. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we now have the power of the Verboten Champion. I want to equip this here. Is there anything we can enhance? We already enhanced this guy, so we don't quite have enough Furious Blight to get anyone to max. It's okay. Okay, well. No, I think I'm going to leave them alone. Now we can go to the last door we don't already have open, so... Sorry, I missed it apparently. There are just too many areas. Okay. Okay, I think we have an idea how to do this. Alright, now we're gonna have to do this. Okay. Yeah, so you have to do... Yeah, that's the key, is you need the uppercut to get up there. But a little short here. We're so short. We're short. No. Hold on. I mean, it doesn't take long for me to do this. Let me make sure we have... Is there a relic that gives you more height? That would be a good point to get. Cooldown time. Let's see if this helps. Yeah, I don't have anything that increases. Yeah, there is no other ability in the game, so that can get you that high. So yeah, it's a little sad to reduce my damage, but it's all good. Is there no other way to do this? Hold on. Let me try. Is that the only thing you need? I don't know. There is a relic that I don't have. Okay. Let me try this out. And of course, let me get rid of this bot. Yay. Goodbye, bot. Okay, now this doesn't really help all that much, so... So apparently there's a relic that you need to anyway, it's near here, so there you go. So apparently I did not know about that. I was like, why couldn't I open that earlier? But that's how you do it. Yeah, now we have the vibrant plume. Vibrant plume slightly increases the height of your jump. A feather ornament Silva bequeathed to her doting sister, who never once wore it. Crafted by a sorcerer, it seemingly grants the ability to harness the wind. Okay, and that was the last thing we needed for... Okay. It's a 2. That's fine. And now we can fast travel again to that area. Hopefully that should give us enough jumping ability. Oh, we're so close. Oh. That's the tough part. I need to give myself more usage just in case. Sorry guys, I know it's taking a little bit of a while. It's just the jumping it's so tight. I may look up if there's any like other videos of how to do it, but I don't want to do that because that's more time consuming, but we'll see. So see, we're just so short. It's like we're that close. No. Oh. I think that's the only other way is to do it from here. Yeah. I think that's the only other way is to do it, to manipulate it so you're somehow up there, and then you just do the uppercut again. Really tricky though. Wow, that's so tough. I know you don't technically have to kill those, but it's just faster. It doesn't take that long, so whatever. Darn it. Oh my goodness, that took so long to do. That is so tricky. Finally we can go in here. Visit Hunt. Elaine's Diary 3. Our conversations were meandering today, but I got to see Fretia smile. It's been hard watching her deteriorate more with each passing day. She asked me if I could help make an amulet out of her broken magic stone. That alone made today a joyous occasion. Maybe I'll bring some comfort to her after all. Sorry about that. I'll move the mic. Okay. Yeah, definitely do not go in there. This is what we're actually here for. The stone tablet fragment. Ooh, okay. I'm like, am I missing something here? Oh yeah, I need to grab the stagnant blight. I was like, oh wait, that's not a portal, that's stagnant blight. Silly me. Oh right. And that should be is the last tablet. So we need to go all the way back here. So there's the faster way. Is there anyone we want to use? I almost never use any of these, but I could upgrade one of them, I guess. There you go. All right. Now we can complete. Yeah, you don't have to hit any of these, but oh well. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through it quickly. No real point, like, trying really hard. Does that give you nothing? No? Were you awakened earlier? Oh, right. It's time to finally restore power to the lost amulet. Perhaps performing the ancient spell here will unfetter the protective power of the White Priestess within your amulet. I'll decipher the stone tablet that we've pieced together. Luminant Aegis Curio protects from the pain of purification. Remember that the whole point is that purification is a painful process, and that's what overwhelmed the previous White Priestess and forces Lily to pretty much sacrifice herself in ending B. But if you have this, an amulet whose form and power were restored by Fadin's magic. The ancients crafted it long ago and dubbed it the Aegis Curio. The power it holds lessens the suffering caused by the blight during a priestess's purification ritual. With any luck, it will ease the burden purification has placed on you. Rebirth. Oh yeah. Now, we have everything we need. It's time to do the hardest fight in the game, my friends. We do have to equip this. And let me fast travel to... Here we are. I am actually more surprised we don't have everything in this area. I thought I got everything. Weird. Anyway, this is, of course, you know this is the last... Oh, that's why. Hold on, one sec. I do want to get that last thing over there. Since that is literally everything we need left. A vibrant plume. I do just need the... I need to temporarily put this back on. Yeah. Darn it. So close. Oh well. I'll forget it. Oh well. Ah, so close. We're so close. We can totally get that. Ah, this game and its platforming. And it's like inches away platforming. Just to mess with you. Like, unless there's like a secret way to do it here, but what did they call this respite? Yeah, this is called Blighted Heart. Okay. I see what the last item is. How do you get it though? Yeah, that's the worst part. This game isn't that popular, so I can't I cannot yeah, there's no like. Yeah, it's really annoying. Hello, random person. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna try one more time. If not, it's not the end of the world to not get that thing, because that's just an amulet fragment. I'm doing okay. Doing alright. No. It's so frustrating. I hate. It's so. These are the worst kind. The things that drop you really far down if you mess up. She won't cling to it. Yeah, that's really. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm just trying to, guys, just trying to get the last amulet fragment. If we can get it, it's okay. We're not going to go for 100% in this game. It's just too annoying, honestly. Yeah, we'd have to do a lot more exploration. Oops. Yeah, that is really hard to get. I don't know. Yeah, it's... See, we're so close. We're so far. Why is this so hard? Yeah, because the only other way I can see is you have to cling on the wall on the outside part. But that feels like impossible. And I'm using the Vibrant Bloom too, which is increasing my jump speed, my jump height. Yeah, I don't not know what to do here. Yeah, see, that should do it, but I can't seem to get it. It doesn't cling. Yeah, she's not clinging on the... Yeah, she's not clinging on the wall, so we can get the height we need. So that's why it's... Yeah, it's in the top right of the room. You would think there... The way some things are arranged, you would think there'd be a flying ability, but... Yeah, that's the only way I can think of to do it. You just dash off of the second one, and then you are almost there. There you go. Oh, finally. And yeah, you won't get the final item until you beat the get ending number C. And I'll show it to you once we load. Okay, finally. Sorry about that, guys. It only took like 10,000 years to get it to work. Okay, we have everything we need. So, we do not need this anymore. And we don't need the height of my jump. That doesn't really matter for this one. What we want is damage. And to not get hit as hard. No, I'm trying to think. Now we're trying to make some decisions. Kind of want to see this one. Yeah, this would be nice too, but I'd rather deal damage, so... Okay, let's just test this one out. Oh yeah, let me fix my spirits too. I don't want to use that. Go for it. Now we have to do this fight again. The Blighted Lord fight. But we have to do it twice. I hate when that happens. This time I hit harder too. Yeah. Oh. Here's the hard part. Oops. Darn it. But as you can see, we can get to first form pretty fast. Like, you kind of vaporize. You can pretty much vaporize her. Just to be more careful. Yeah. Like, it's not that bad. I know. Oh, Enzo, it's been a while since I've seen you. Oh, oops. I didn't kill the other thing. Darn it. Whoops. That's what I get for not killing the monsters. I got hit by the beam. Yeah, Blight Lord, it's not that bad. Ow. Yeah, I messed up there. Well. almost killed me. 190. It's like most of your health. Darn it. And the worst part, that's not even the... That's only the first form. So I'm like, oh. I'm trying to think how to do this. I mean, the recovering small amount of HP is kind of nice, but should I do this one instead? Yeah, that's just the problem. Yeah, I don't know these stack actually, but oh well. Let's try this one. Let's see if this helps. Okay. Ah, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, 69. It is helping though. The relics are helping. I wonder though. If we instead do this one where the SP gauge goes up and we can use more of Secret's abilities. At least the nice thing is that if you kill more of those monsters she spawns, you do get EXP, so it's pretty nice. See, it comes out much faster, doesn't it? I can do it a lot more. Alright, first form done. Let's do second form. Yeah, this won't work. Stop. Come no further. Okay, she says the same thing. Alright, second form. Let's do the real final boss. Oh. Dang it. Wow, that's tough. Yeah, you gotta do it again. Sorry, guys. That's the worst part. See, you gotta start from here again. I know, that's the really sucky part. Some people might even advocate doing for you have to be max level. Yeah. Just a little bit of damage there. Yeah. Oh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I took a little bit more damage than I wanted. But oh well, at least I'm here. Yeah, you cannot skip this. I know. Yeah, that's the hard part. We're almost at 94 actually. I mean, technically we could try to grind the 94, but I mean, but you also grind technically by fighting this, doing this fight. So I don't know. I might look up how to do a level of. When she does that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's bad. I've used up all my... I used up all my healing already. This is kind of bad. Oh yeah, I forgot to step away. Yeah, I was already kind of in a bad spot because I had no I didn't have any healing left, so the hard part, like, the weird thing about this game is that despite being a Metroidvania, you can't really use items all that much to heal. fish. No, I couldn't get out of the way because I was doing a super. Don't you hate when... Oh, I got a level off of that too. That's pretty funny actually. I'll take it though. I hope that we can at least win this in a reasonable time. I'm worried that I'll get tired and... Okay, now's the hard part. This is the part I'm worried about because I don't know enough. Yeah. See, that's the worst part. Look at how close I was to finishing it. It's just I don't know the patterns, so I'm just like, what? We were so close. But you can see, I think second form doesn't have nearly as much HP. So it doesn't take nearly as long. Oh well. Oh well, them's the breaks, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I did not mean to. Oh. Ah, it's so annoying. I hate that. I know. Thank you, thank you. I can do it. This is doable, even at this level, 94. I mean, some people would say to. I just don't want to be on the outside, because like that means you could get hit by that move, for instance. That's the worst part. I make one little mistake and then I just get killed. I was actually trying to heal and then I didn't see the bullet from the fish. So it's like, this game, it's such a trolly game. Like, I think I know the general patterns, but still, like, it's just like, come on. Yeah. I hate when that happened. Okay. It's not the best of health items, but whatever. Oh my goodness. Just because I was standing there and I was trying to heal and I got killed. This game. That's the worst part. Is there... trying to think if I should change some things, but... like... should I maybe switch my spirits? Like, this is pretty... Yeah, cause I don't find the shield that useful for this fight. I don't know. I'm not really convinced. I have an idea. Let me just at least switch them. Yeah, that's a bit more useful. Might as well save because I have all this EXP now. I mean, the bird seems to help a bit too. Okay, at least I'm down to this point. You getting tired? I think we got her. Oh, goodness. And I know there's no third form, so don't worry, guys. Let's purifier with the Aegis Curio intact so we can actually survive this. It was as if I'd been in an eternal slumber. Thank you, guys. Unsure if I was alive or dead. The days were filled with nothing but pain. When I awoke, I lay on a black pedestal. I felt a warm touch grace me. The tiny white priestesses were holding my hands. Did you notice they were appearing near the end of the battle, by the way? The same priestesses who were made to take on my blight. From nearby, I could barely make out the voices of coven members. The blight transfer rite was about to begin. Yeah, the priestesses, knowing nothing of their fate, nuzzled up to me. These children would be sacrificed to keep me alive. What was it all for? Yeah, they're meant to relieve her. The time I spent with them is what truly saved me. If I am to pass on a legacy to these children, let it be one of hope, not suffering. But how? How is this happening? Hey, notice the blight's gone. Could one white priestess alone have such power? No, that amulet. You made it whole again. All the fragments. All the shadows of our history. The unknowable suffering. You're going to bear it all from now on? Oh, Lily. I see. You came all this way with everyone. Thank you for freeing us all. For freeing me. You accomplished what I couldn't. You were never just a clone of myself. You're your own person, Lily. You've grown so much. It's time I should be going. I'll be watching over you. So, what will happen with this land? Now that the priestess is purified, which was the source of the blight, because it was seeping out her, will always be together. Will the rain finally end? Well, what do you know? The rain is ending. That was crazy. My gosh, that fight hurt. Probably would hurt my hand a lot if I weren't using this good controller. I'm just relieved it's over, to be honest. I think the song is in English. I think it's the same one. Yeah, it's an interesting one where the dev team is in Canada, I believe. But like a lot of the work is done by Japanese staff too. And yes, that was the final boss, by the way. Yeah, the real final boss. We had beaten the version. We had beaten. If you play without the, if you go without the Aegis Curio, you only have to fight the first form, and then the game ends. But of course, that's not the real. Yeah, Lily has to die, so she, to save the, save the priestess. But the Aegis Curio gave her the ability to save everyone because it removes the side effect of what the blight does to the priestess. I don't think. Oh, anyway, we'll see. I'm just gonna let it play out. Of course, the original game script is in Japanese, but of course we have English translators, French, Italian, German, Spanish. So e-figs, or is there an Italian? Yeah, I think Russian. Brazilian Portuguese is an interesting one. It's not a common language, but simplified Chinese. So if you could have played it in Chinese as well, and traditional Chinese. I'm actually really. It's interesting that there are two Chinese translations. You would think they would just do one and just change the simplified and traditional, but oh well. I think that's quite interesting. Korean. But sometimes I've heard of games doing that, where the translation is just so slightly different based on when you play in simplified or traditional. Oh, jeez. It is done. At long last, for each a proper burial. Lily, take heart. You are not alone. The blight may have taken them, but they are still watching over us. And I will never leave your side. What type of controller do you use? Amidst a collapsed world, her words echo out. Thank you for finding your way to me. And what kind of controller do you use? I use the 8BitDo Pro 2. I don't know if this ones have the Hall effect sticks, but not that you need it for this game. Hey, look, it has the... You actually can see a background in the title screen. Yeah, it's the credits theme too. Anyway, let me show you what happened. You can New Game Plus if you want. If you really want to redo the game again. But that's all the endings. Now, you might be wondering, if you load the save, what do you get? The Lost Heirloom. Lost Heirloom allows the recollection of one's unblighted form. A fair hair ornament made from a pale flower, received from the White Priestess of the Fount. After the blight immobilized her, the Priestess of the Fount gifted these handmade ornaments as blessings to the other priestesses in her stead. So, what this allows you to do is, you can now access Blightborn modes. Toggle these optional challenging modes to tailor your desired game experience. Oh, no thank you. That's okay. You may now access Maligned Memories. Prepare for back-to-back battles against each previously purified boss whose memories you have viewed. Oh no, that is perfectly okay. I do not need this. So yeah, you could change your level cap. So, or, which is 100, and you can turn on enemy hits cause it's to death. Disable prayers, which means, so yeah, basically this means you can have no healing at all. And then you can increase. Notice that none of these are favorable to the player, honestly. So essentially you make it so that you can increase the damage when you take a hit, you run into someone when you take a hit, and you can even make the enemies have more HP. This game is sadistic, seriously. So here's the memories. You can fight the Blighted Lord once again. Now you actually have her. I'm not going to do that. Fretia's Recollection. Yeah, Fretia, as you've guessed, is the priestess's real name. Yeah, I guess she's watching over Lily to the end, is my guess. Like, seriously. And if you equip this relic, see? You are now your purified form. So, alright. Well, let's go back to the title screen then. I am not going to do that. I do not enjoy this game nearly enough to do it. Alright. And with that, my friends, it is the end of our Ender Lilies Quietus of the Night playthrough. Sorry for the stretching. The end of our playthrough. That is all the endings you can obtain. And that is the... So yeah, that's all the story content. You could do the boss battles if you want, or you could try to prove yourself with the Blightborn modes, but we will not be doing that. The game's hard enough as is. We don't need to. I really did not desire having to play this game anymore on harder difficulties. But anyway, yeah, that's the end of the playthrough. We actually do have time for a review of the game. It's not the longest game, so I don't have nearly as much to say. But anyway, so generally, I do a review of the game at the end of the playthrough while the game is still fresh, and it's a pretty quick one. Usually, we do it. We have the categories of story, story, graphics, sound, and gameplay, because generally this is a Metroidvania, there's a lot of RPG elements, so it kind of matches it within that. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with talking about Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights. So, for story, it is quite interesting. I decided, we could actually have gotten more of the relics, but not relics, but there's actually a few more notes I think we missed. But generally I actually really find this. I think that's one of the most appealing things. That was what actually appealed to me the first time when I saw this game advertised. Is just the setting and the story. This is obviously a bleak world because we're finding out what things were like, and things were already kind of rocky back then, even before this reign of blight came and just turned everyone into blighted. And there's this kind of I guess it's the theme of hope within a completely hopeless situation, and I feel like that's kind of the theme of the game, where you're going through all these areas that were once populated by many people, and then you see just the destruction and just what it's been turned into, and you just even wonder, can you save these people? But as a player, you're encouraged to press on and to find out the truth about how things happen. And the story is kind of interesting, where even each area has a different history, because some events don't take place at the same time. Some are very, very far in the past, and you find a little more. I do think, though, because of the way things are set, if you're not an exploring type, you're going to miss out on quite a bit of story content. And it's because it's all separated, it's really hard to kind of keep track of what's actually going on, who's connected to who. I do find it actually quite difficult to remember what's connected to what. I think we know the general overall thing with Fretia, but about how they have to keep using clones of her to relieve her, and that was made with a verboten domain. But at least as far as I remember, I can tell. See, that's the worst part. We don't have a quick summary it would have been nice to have a quick summary to tell us what's going on in the story, or what we actually know. The problem is everything's so scattered, you have to read all the notes, and they're not in an order that makes a lot of sense. So I do feel the story isn't made clear. And we have this ending that's kind of interesting, where I guess Fretia will continue to watch over Lily, because of course you see her with the slight bit of blight in her, but of course she's finally be able to pass on. So other than it is also interesting, the ancient soul you find out that the ancient soul, the one who's been helping you, the ancient warriors, is bound to help the priestess, and in a way he's trying to atone, to make sure he finishes his duty, even though he failed one of the previous priestesses he was supposed to take care of. It is kind of interesting where he even in ending A, he allows you to excuse me, he allows Lily to escape. Instead, he says I can't protect, even though I can't protect you, maybe you're better off leaving this place, leaving Land's End that's been taken over by blight. But obviously, the game does not encourage you to accept ending A because that means you don't solve anything, the source of the blight, and then it's just going to spread anyway. And it seems to be something brought in, but we don't actually know what the actual source of the blight is. I don't think they ever talk about like exactly why there is blight in the first place. So I don't know, they could expand on it in future games, because there is an Ender Magnolia, which is the next game in the series, but we have not. Obviously, I know nothing about it, so I know nothing about the character involved. But yeah, there's some quite fascinating, and I really like how atmospheric everything is. Like it's just hard to keep track of things, and there's a lot of names. And since there's no names to faces, you can't really. It's hard to remember. So, yeah, that's the only thing I have to say about the story. Like it's a little bit confusing at times, and the ending's a little vague. But well, but I do find it interesting overall. Yeah, that's all I've really got to say for the story. There's quite a bit of weird, and I like especially the lab. The description of the labs are pretty terrifying too, harrowing about what they were doing to people with blighted. All right, that's all I really got to say for the story. We can talk about the graphics. That's one of the things the game excels at. So to really drive forth this feeling that the story wants you, the game is very atmospheric. There's a lot of the game is very has a lot of his really, really nice art. The character art is the style is very memorable. When you gaze on this game, you're always going to be impressed with how things look. Like the monsters are very unique looking monsters. The blighted people, I guess. The way the towns and like the castle and the Verboten domain especially is pretty like wild, and the abyss, like this dark fantasy, like everything's so grim dark, but like it's all very memorable, and like it looks really, really nice, and like all the sprites are really lovely made. And of course, yes, I think there's a little bit of like this sort of like one of the blighted lord is like kind of this sort of sprites, but I think animated in 3D. I'm not really sure. I'm very curious about how she was animated, but yeah, I think that's how the enemies are animated and the bosses. So it's really, really cool to see it. So like, I have nothing but praise for how the game looks. Like it definitely stands out. It doesn't feel generic or like, oh, I've seen this before somewhere. Like if anything, a lot of it, the inspiration reminds me of there's a company called Vanillaware. If you are fans of Vanillaware, you'll definitely know what I mean about just the look, the sprite look. But of course, it's still quite different than a Vanillaware game. But it reminds me a lot of that too. So if you're wondering who Vanillaware made Dragon's Crown, Muramasa the Demon Blade, Odin Sphere, and a bunch of other games that there are too many. There's a bunch too many to list. But yeah, and I think not Expedition 33. That's different. No, Sentinel. I always forget the name of that game. I haven't played it either. That could be one for streaming in the future. We haven't streamed a Vanillaware game at all, funnily enough. But anyway, that's off the topic. But yeah, it really reminds me of Vanillaware games, of the art style they like to use. So yeah, this game is very unique. Yes, it has similarities. It's definitely still different from a Vanillaware game. So even though I'm making the comparison, it's not exactly the same. So I've got nothing to praise. I don't think I can think of anything really bad about it, as far as I can tell. I guess the only thing I could say is that sometimes it's hard to tell what is actually interactable, like a wall, because of like the way it's drawn. But that's like kind of a minor thing. I talk about that all the time, but in different games where that can happen visually. But yeah, it's good. Now for the sound, you're literally hearing why the sound. The music is really, really good in this game. Perhaps sometimes a little bit more chilled than I would have preferred. I don't know. It doesn't. I guess it's kind of contributes to the atmosphere because the soundtrack is very good. I think like the Abyss is like, is pretty like, oof, that's a that's it's so unsettling. And like, but for the most part, like some of the tracks are a little, for different areas, are a little bit like, oh, it's so cheerful, or it's like, this is so quiet for what's actually going on, all the action. It almost feels a little unfitting at times, but I guess that's the atmosphere they want to contribute. And of course the sound effects are very are, well, they work. And like, I don't really have much to say. There isn't any voice acting really in this game, so I can't criticize anything related to character voices, because there are none. So they've opted to have it be entirely in text, for better or worse, I guess. I wonder if the game would be better with voice acting, but honestly, it doesn't absolutely need it. And I guess like, remember that this is an indie game, so they can't just afford, they translate it to a lot of different languages, so then again, they could have just had one voice track, like either Japanese voice track, probably likely a Japanese voice track, given that that's the source material. That would have been nice, so you could have heard the Japanese script, but oh well. We all gotta have a budget. We have budgets, and can't just get voice acting for free, you know. But yeah, music's really, really nice. Definitely the combination of music and gameplay makes the game quite special. It's very, very interesting. All right, and I guess that finally takes us to our last category, gameplay, where I have a lot more to say. Alright guys, so this is a Metroidvania. I talked a little bit about it while we were in the middle of doing it. I didn't get to talk as much because, you know, this game is quite involved. You have to concentrate really hard. So, I honestly think that as a Metroidvania, it's kind of flawed. What do I mean by that? So, a Metroidvania is generally like, it's characterized by like exploration, right? So, like, I know, like, given that this game is quite modern and new, I have to be pretty hard on it, because like, at this point in the 2020s, the conventions of the genre are very, very well established. So I think one of the biggest flaws of the gameplay of this game is actually the exploration. So what I mean is that I'm building up to it, don't worry. So did you notice that the map is kind of extremely insufficient? Like, yeah, it tells you where to go. Like, it tells you generally which room connects to where, and it tells you like, oh, did you get all the items in the room? Yeah, that's great. But there's a really big thing missing, and it's the biggest problem of the game. It's the fact that you cannot tell how the room is actually laid out. That includes things like, it doesn't tell you, oh, there's a magic door here. This one requires the downward attack to open. So because the map is lacking detail, you can't tell how to progress from one room to another without visiting the room over and over again. And that's a huge pain it's a pain in the ass, essentially. And I think the worst part that makes it even worse is the fact that the areas are really, really hard. So this game advertises itself as a very difficult game, and I think it earns that it definitely earns it. You definitely, like, it will definitely challenge you, as you did for me. And like, I'm not even like I guess I'm a pretty good gamer, quote unquote. Like, this kind of stuff is within my wheelhouse, but like, even for me, with my experience with Metroidvanias and other like platformers, I still really, really struggle at some points. And that also, because it's so difficult, it makes exploration a chore. Like, part of the joy of Metroidvanias is getting new abilities and trying them out. But the problem with this game is that you don't know where a new ability will be used. Because like in an actual, like for instance in the Metroid game, they will always show you all these doors are here, or like there is a like a door will be colored based on like what you need to open it on the mini map itself. And like they'll even include like the icons for like what needs to get through certain parts of the room. And it's very detailed because it shows you, even though in the big room it shows you exactly how to get through. Like it's a very detailed map that shows you how exactly the room is laid out. And it's not the case. This game, it's like, I know you guys are in indie game studio, but like it needs to be better like laid out. Seriously, like it makes exploration not as fun. And that's the really sad part. Like if the exploration were better, I think I would have enjoyed the game more. I think I honestly, I was actually kind of like not really enjoying the game near the latter half because the game gets so difficult and the exploration is not really that fun anymore. And of course you saw like how difficult the platforming can be. It's just like really tight margins, and it's just like, oh my goodness, can we, it's just like it's just a pain. I think that's the worst part. Like you can have a game with difficult monsters like this game where you are very limited and you are very weak, but if you don't have the exploration to make up for it, I just don't think it's going to make the game very good, or like it's going to make the gameplay experience as good as it should be. So yeah, I think it's hard to illustrate this without like a PowerPoint or something. If I had a PowerPoint presentation, I'd be showing you like, look, in this room in a Metroid game, like look at how detailed they actually show you the layout of the room. Here you're just like, here, big rectangle. How's it laid out? I don't know. I know I'm belaboring this point, but it really does matter a lot. So yeah, it's you notice I had to visit rooms over and over again. It just wasted a lot of time. That's what the worst part. It just feels like you have to waste time. So yeah, if the game were were better for exploring, I would probably have liked it a lot more. And yeah, the fights are just really, really hard. It's just really hard to. It just feels unfair at times. As you can see, like you just die into it. It's a really brutal game. And at least they put you. The respites are generally within the the hard bosses, but even the easy enemies still kill you too. So it's like, you have to retrace that. So you're basically being ultra conservative half the time because you don't want to die and lose progress. Even though you're leveling up, which doesn't feel like it helps that much. But, I mean, it does, of course. Like, later on, once you're level 90, those enemies from the beginning just vaporize them, which is kind of nice. So I guess they still kept that kind of feeling of progression. But, yeah, I don't really have anything more to say about the gameplay. So, let's kind of wrap it up. We have gone through our 4 categories. So, I mean, my conclusion may not surprise you all that much, but so what did I think of the game? I don't do a point number score, because I actually rather have the review speak for itself, but I generally do like something like I use a system called the thumbs up, which is like, you would definitely love playing this, like, go get it, it's so good. There's thumbs up rent, which is like, okay, you might enjoy it, like, but you could check it out. Try to check it out for yourself. I know renting games is not really a thing, but like, I think that's a good indication of like how confident you are in the game's quality or what type of experience. And there's thumbs down rent, like you can give it a try, but I think it's generally a negative experience for me, or thumbs down period, which is like the game is just terrible. Like they don't even know if you want to try it. So after thinking about it, I think I might be leaning more through a thumbs down rent. I know it's sad. Like, I don't want to be negative, but honestly, I don't know. It's weird. I'm kind of in between, honestly. Like, some of the great parts, and like when you triumph, it's euphoric. It feels so great, but then most of the game is just difficult to get through. So I'm kind of in the, maybe I should say I'm a thumbs up rent. Yeah, there are 4 options essentially. So it is not a thumbs up buy for me. Like, I could not recommend this game to everyone, and there's just too many flaws where I don't think I would love to play it again, and that's sad. So, like, in spite of all the good, it's just probably it's just a thumbs up rent. I'll be nicer and then just say, like, you know what, I did have the fact that I was able to get through the game is a testament that I at least enjoyed it on some level. So I can't just say thumbs down rent. But man, those negatives hit really hard, and I think that's why I can't even like, if you're a seasoned Metroidvania and you have good reflexes, then this is a game for you. But I can't I honestly don't feel like I can recommend this to most people, especially like it's just too frustrating. And I think and not just because the game is hard, but also just like some of the things that don't quality of life stuff, the stuff that makes exploration good is just not there. And so sadly, I do think like it is not for everyone. So it's mostly maybe it's a thumbs up rent for myself, but honestly it's a thumbs down rent for everyone else. Like, unless you really are masochistic, or unless you really want to unless you really like can deal with the bad, then I can't really recommend the game. It's sad, and like, in spite of how gorgeous it looks, it's just, there's just too many flaws for me to fully recommend it. So I mean, ultimately it's a short experience, and if you do want to play this game, it's on everything. This is the Switch version. I'm playing on the Switch too, so it's probably, maybe it's loading a bit faster than it normally would. Yeah, I would definitely, if you are curious enough, you can definitely check it out. Feel free to check out videos of the game too. The story is quite intriguing, but like, if you can get through the game part, it's not until 64. Okay, oh you silly. So yeah, on any major modern platform. So Switch, I think it's on PSN and Xbox Live as well, and it was on Steam at first. So if you have a PC, you can probably run this. This is not a demanding game at all, but it doesn't have to. But it doesn't have to be. So yeah, if you're curious enough, feel free to go play it. Otherwise, I would probably you can honestly just watch someone else play it, so you don't have to deal with it. Yeah. Alright, well, that wraps up the review. Sorry it's not as positive as generally reviews are. So, but you know, sometimes not every game is for everyone, and maybe anyone else here would be like, oh, this game's great, so that's fair. If you really enjoyed it and you really want to get so good at the game, then go right ahead. But for me, yeah, that's probably going to be it for me. I think I've had my fill of the game. And yeah, oh, you're welcome. It was my pleasure playing it for you on stream. The stream always makes things better. I think if I played it on my own, I'd probably be a little less positive. I don't know. It would have been harder. But anyway, yeah, so that is the end of the review. So I usually talk about future games here. So, I'm going to be next game, as we advertised in the before at the end of the previous game, which was Xenosaga. We are going to be playing the original Final Fantasy. And you might be wondering, what version are we playing? There are many versions. Oh, my friends, we shall be playing the NES version. Yes, we are going to be playing the very first localization of the very first game in the Final Fantasy series, with all the crazy things the NES version has to offer, the difficulty. So we are not done with difficult games. And I had only played through the NES version halfway through, but so I want to actually finish what I started. So we'll be starting a new game, and it will be a lot of fun. So we will be premiering that game, Final Fantasy, on NES next Monday. So that will be like, I generally don't premiere games on Friday anyway. It's a little weird. So Friday will likely be a for a Zelda Echoes of Time stream. But if you did, but yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to show you. Finally, it won't require reflexes, but it will be a lot of planning. I will not be playing blind, so I will definitely be having a lot of preparation. Yeah, Echoes of Wisdom, sorry. Ocarina of Time, but Echoes of Wisdom. All Zelda. So it'll probably be a Zelda day, Friday. But let's see. What am I gonna say? But yeah, and now that I've talked about Final Fantasy, I do have to give you a game that comes after it. And I am and you know what? I think after Final Fantasy, it might be time to return to Corpse Party. So remember, we did a little preview of Corpse Party and Halloween. So we'll return to Corpse Party again on after Final Fantasy. And yeah, I know, a little bit of change up, since Corpse Party is quite short, so it's a perfect game to wind down after Final Fantasy, which is still quite lengthy, even though it's not nearly as long as some of the other ones. And also, we'll actually be opening a new game poll pretty soon. So you'll be wondering, what is the game poll for? It is a game. The game poll is for a Pokemon game. So I've never streamed a single Pokemon game on this channel at all, and like we've talked about it a few times, but like I had not actually done it, despite the series actually being quite influential in my own life. So I will be presenting some Pokemon games for selection. It will be a limited selection because there are certain criteria, and no, it won't be anything from Gen 1, despite Leaf Green and Fire Red being out now. I had my fill of Generation 1 recently. I played the original game to death, so that will not be one of them. But it will be a Pokemon game that I have not played before, so I will be putting out a poll very, very soon, and it will run all the way to the end of the Final Fantasy playthrough. So you'll have plenty of time to vote. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's pretty much all I had to say about future games. So yeah, I guess that's the end of the stream for now. But thank you all for watching till the end of Ender Lilies, and we will see you on the next stream. So Final Fantasy is going to be on Monday, so we will see you then. Sorry for the late start today too. Took a little bit of time to get set up, but if you did enjoy today's stream, we do have a Discord where you can discuss this game and other games of interest, or you can follow us on Facebook or X or Blue Sky down below. And yeah, if you did enjoy this, we'll see you all for Final Fantasy on Monday. And yeah, and all the fun that will come with it. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Random Person and Illusion Queen, and Romeo, if you're still here. And I guess, as always, 晚安, which means good night. And 下次再见 means see you next time. And 谢谢收看, which means thank you for watching. 求神祝福们, may God bless you. 愿你的一天有福. And may your day be full of blessing. Hope you guys had a good one. And